Hello everybody, this is Josh, and today we're in episode 2 of Little York. Let's see what else we can do to this city. And in last episode, we decided to do some expanding with the industry area here for agriculture. As we can see, the natural resources is high just in this little area for agriculture, and I think that although it's not going to be a big industry specialization site, I think it's going to help us a lot. One of the other things that we need to look at is how we are growing. We decided to do the agricultural site here so that we don't expand that much our industry on this little piece of land that we have right now. We might expand it to this side or here, but at least for right now we don't want to expand that much more. Maybe a little bit more here, maybe this, and maybe a little bit more here, but that would be it. I don't want to do that much. As always, first we check on our electricity with our budget. So right now electricity is at 95. I think we're gonna have to build another plant, but we don't have the money right now. So we're just gonna let things run a little bit, and I'm gonna increase this to 95%. Water the same, we're gonna increase it to 90 and 90. That way we are fine. And taxes, I am gonna increase it to 11, which I think is the most that I like to increase it to. Remember, on last episode we did this exit on the expressway, which is the one that's gonna connect to the agriculture specialization site. So we can try right now to increase a little bit more our residential area. Let's see what we can do. As always, since it's the beginning of our city, I do like to start with dirt roads. We can see here. And we're just gonna connect this really quick. In here, since it's not that big of a space, I may want to do something like this. Let's see. We can do this, and this, and this. Try to give it a little bit of a different shape, and we can still continue that road there. And I'm continuing to use my way of laying down the water pipes and sewage. So I'm gonna put all this as residential, and I am gonna save these two for whenever we have access to the high density residential zoning. I do like to do stuff like this when it's a small area, not when it's too big like this. The reason being that I don't feel like that. One of the negatives of cities Skylines is that sometimes it's not as realistic in terms of density, in terms of size. So for me, I don't find that a city of less than 100,000 people can have all these skyscrapers that a lot of the cities end up having when we grow them, and that's one of the reasons why I try to do it the way that I do it. I also like to use in city planning, that's one where you can choose not to allow high density, since in this game we don't have medium density, which I think that it's needed, and it's something that maybe they should consider, not for an update, but maybe for the next version of the game that I hope they're working on right now. So right now we don't have that much cash, And we did ask for both our loans, so we don't have any more money to ask for. So we're just gonna wait a little bit while we decide what else to do here. Because if you can see, it's not that bad. We're making enough money. And our next milestone will be when we reach 3,800 people, and we are a little bit far from that. Is there anything else that we can work on? We can add some more industrial zones. We can do that really quick. We can do that here. And I'm gonna put some here. And maybe fill this out with commercial. I like to see the rain in City Skylines. I think it looks pretty cool. And it gives it a different environment to the whole city. Remember, this is also part of our city. We purchased those squares. And let's see what they are complaining about. Not enough educated workers, of course. Let's see what's happening. We are gonna need another elementary school really, really fast. You know, it's one of the projects that we have for here is the elementary school, the fire department, and the police department. So those are the three main things that we're gonna need. But right now, unfortunately, there's not that much we can do but to wait and try to figure out what else we can do to make this a little bit better. But for the time being, let's allow this to run a little bit, and we'll be back in a bit. We were able to go up to 8,000. As you can see, our city is making now more and more money. Let's make sure that we have enough electricity. We don't. We have enough water. So for electricity, we are gonna do one of the things that one of the reasons why I like to invest in electricity early on and not have to worry about it right now is the fact that we can increase the capacity, which we're gonna do for, we're gonna go for 120 and leave it at 120. And for water, we should be fine for now and still keep on making more money. Let's see. For this, we need 15,000 and we don't have. So what we're gonna do is just keep on expanding the city. I think that we cannot wait that much. And what I'm gonna do is just add an extra couple of blocks for the commercial, making sure that we have enough water, and we do. Water coverage. I'm gonna add this and this. And maybe this, yes. In order for things to grow a little bit faster to make more money. I know that we're losing, but that's how it works at the beginning. After you place down whatever you're placing. Let's see what else we can do. We cannot afford anything. We cannot afford any schools. We cannot afford any fire departments. We cannot afford anything. So right now we're just waiting and trying to get things to work a little bit better. One of the things that I think I am gonna do is to make this go in here, and I think we can do that with the money that we have and still keep this going fast. So let's see, we do this. We should be more than able to do it. So let's see how we can get this going on. One of the things that I like to use is also make sure that we can use the curves here. And I think we should be able to do the same with this other road. Go here, here. You should be able to. There you go. Might not look perfect because in theory, yeah, we should do it this way. It should go from here to here, and I think we're gonna make sure that it looks a little bit nicer. There you go. And in a way, you can see it as a little loop that we're trying to build here. Because you can say that you can go from here all the way here. And maybe we can just join it here and go back and back. So that's good. I don't think I'm gonna... Well, I might. I usually, like I say, I don't want to have that many joints here, but I think we should be fine doing it this way. And we can start populating it here and then see what else we can do on the other side. Now, it's gonna be difficult to try to figure out how to connect an expressway from here to all the way here. That way you don't have people going around and then here. So we're gonna have to look into that. But right now we need to fill some more residential, and now it's raining really a lot. Unfortunately here we already got to the part where we have pollution and the efficiency is low. So one of the things that we can do to get this to help us a little bit before we start working, since we already have money, before we start working with the agriculture, is trying to fix our fishing. So we're gonna stop it a little bit. And let's try to use this. And I know that we shouldn't have any pollution right now, but again, since we're just growing our city, we're starting, it's okay to have it that way. So hopefully we can do that. water. We don't have water here, because of course I forgot. Let's extend the water coverage. We are gonna have to increase this to 95. And electricity, we are gonna have to build another power plant, so that's where our money is gonna go to begin with. Again, I don't like to deal with this yet, with clean energy, because it's more expensive, and that only becomes feasible whenever you grow your population. So here I'm gonna try to do just 100. Hopefully it doesn't go that badly down. I think it's fine. And maybe just leave it on 110. Water, we're fine for right now. And again, we're still making enough money because again, we've been investing on growing, and not putting that much pressure on the budget. We don't have that many schools, we don't have that many clinics, we don't have that many services. Let's save really quick. And that allows us to start making or not spending that much money and being able to later on invest in other things or grow our city as time goes by. So again, we're doing well here. And again, our city is working fine. We're not making that much money and we do need to increase our services. But otherwise, we're doing fine. I think I'm going to continue this here. And I'm going to just lower this a little bit. Just in case. Let's continue this one here. And I'm going to see how I'm going to do this. So again, in order to continue with this site using urban planning ways, we're going to continue like that. And we're going to start with our industry area. We're going to want to do this. Maybe start it here. So this is the main farm building, which we are gonna put in here. That's gonna open all these things, of which we can only, unfortunately, buy one. And we're gonna need a little bit of electricity here, so thankfully we have enough money for that. And we should do corn. We can do corn. Potatoes. Let's do potatoes because it's a little bit green. I do like to use wheat when it's a different type of map. But I think for this one we can do corn. It's on corn or potatoes? Potatoes. There you go. So we're seeing that we're gonna do crops. I think also one of the issues that a lot of people have whenever they do an industry is that they do the industry and right away, having money of course, they start getting all these production facilities like that are gonna turn their products into something more that they're gonna process them. For example, for farming we can have this, and that's a big of an issue because you start putting a lot of factories, a lot of things that are going to process the raw materials, and then you don't have enough of raw materials because most of it is going out. We're going to be able to see that with the outside connections, what we're importing and exporting. So right now, agricultural is not a big thing. Fish is also not a big thing. And we're importing a lot of agricultural products. So in the near future, we should see this keep on increasing. The agriculture, which is this little thing, and seeing how things work a little bit better. And always, as always, we can see how things are working there. And right now it's where I can do one of two things: either add something else, like another crop field, small fruit field, or the animal pasture. But with animal pasture you actually need crops. So what I'm gonna do is just put another crop here. And as you can see, the more you get away from the actual zone that has the more yellow, the least production you get, but you can still get some production. So I'm gonna put it right here, and hopefully we can see our production increase a little bit faster. So we're already selling, we're already making a little bit of money. We're not having a profit yet, but that should be coming up pretty soon. So yay, we started our little farming industry. And this one, fishing rod on blue water. So we're not gonna be able to change that for now. We can try to see if we don't have this available, so we cannot do that. The other thing that we can do is change that location from here to here, but that's gonna cost us, well, not that much. Let's do that. That way we don't have issues. And let's pause a little bit so we can, number one, delete this route, and number two, create a route. And thankfully, when you are working with fishing, you can do routes outside your area. And I think that's something pretty good, because sometimes you don't have enough area to do it. So we're gonna go look at that. Yes, we can do that. So that's that. Before we continue, we need to join it here. And we need to do some water and electricity, which is here. It already has electricity. Okay. So let's go to the budget, because I'm seeing that we have enough electricity. Let's put it down to 100. Maybe 95 right now. Okay. Pretty soon we are gonna need another water pump and sewage facility. But for right now, we are completely fine. Let's look. We have 14,000 units. Let's see. We can do a little school. I think I'm gonna go with the school right now, even though I think that I should do the other fire department. But since we already became a busy town, we can do a little bit more. You know, we have all these things. A lot of these are assets that I decided to download before, and I'm okay downloading assets as long as it's mostly for things that you could do in the asset editor. Like, for example, in here I have some roads that you don't get with the base game, but you can do with the editor. And with assets, let me show you if I can find the only one that I have here that I downloaded, because it's well, there's two of them. The first one is this convenience store, that it's a Mexican convenience store, and I have let me see if I can find it. a burger joint called Whataburger. That's very popular here in Texas and around. Those are the only two assets that I decided to download and actually use. The rest I don't use because I think it's also putting a lot of strain on your system, but there's nothing wrong with you adding assets. Especially again for me, I like to keep the game as is, as the developers intended it up to a certain way. Unless there's something really, really broken, that's something that you can decide to change later. But otherwise, we should be fine. So we have this much amount of money. Let's put our other school, and definitely we need our other fire station. After this, we can decide on do a couple of things. First of all, I will pay this loan, which there's not much of it, but we're fine. In that way, we only have this large loan, which we can pay pretty soon, but I am not gonna do that because, first of all, we are gonna need a water pump or tower and a sewage facility. We're able now to have more specializations with this. We have the tourism, we have the organic local produce, which is something that I might do here actually. Let's try to get that done really quick. I try to get my little districts to go with the roads. That way they look a little bit cleaner. So here we can do this. And there you go. We have the self-sufficient buildings, which we can do something not here right now, but I'm thinking of doing a really nice suburb here, a little nice subdivision, and I think it's gonna go great. But we need to make sure that we have enough money to do that, because number one, we need to create an exit here, and I don't know if it's gonna be, I think I'm gonna put it here, and there has to be another one here, but that's for later. The one that I'm gonna focus on is here. So right now we were able to do the plantation, and we are needing more here. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add 1, 2, and then okay, we need to fix this. Made a mistake. There you go. Why? Because we do have to make this road a little bit bigger, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. We're not losing that much from here. With that, this is doing pears. Yeah, we can do pears and potatoes. P and P. And let's put maybe 1, 2, 3, and then we can do one of these. We can do it here. There you go. And for this we can do pigs. We can do all the P letter things, such as pears, potatoes, and pigs. That's gonna work really well. Production is going well. And let's start by upgrading this road really quick. For this road, I think that I am gonna go with the medium industry road. I think that's what's gonna be working for that. We can do here. As always, we need to make sure that we have No lights here. And that's pretty good. Let's see how we're doing with electricity. We're fine. Water, I think we do have to invest in that in a little bit. Garbage, we are getting to a point where either we get another landfill, which I think is going to be the best option for right now, or we start investing in something else. Elementary school, we're fine. High school, we're fine. University, I don't think we were able to get those. Nope, not yet. And healthcare, I think we're fine for right now. Death care, same thing. So we're fine for that. And I did want to see traffic. Traffic is getting a bit busy here, but not that much. And I think once we start using this, or they start using this road, it should be fine. Something that we can also do is maybe do another one here, another avenue to go through here. Let's maybe work on that. In that way we have access for them to go this way instead of just this way. That way we leave this for the residential more than anything, and this for the industrial. Hopefully it works that way. Let's put 6 more here. Let's do that, and then another here, another here, and I'm gonna do the middle, which is here. That's it, and then here. It's a little bit close, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. If it begins to be an issue, we can just put it from here, have an intersection that way. And now we're gonna do this to make sure. And in the near future, maybe in this episode, I'm gonna change this to go one way and this the other way. That way traffic flows a whole lot better. And let's see, what we did this is we did this going this way, and we need another one. I think it might be a better situation here. And we're not gonna be able to do that. Yes, we can. So let's pause this a little bit. Move this once more. Let's continue this here. And I'm trying to do this in order for us to make sure that we have even stuff and that everything works well, that everything looks well. Especially, again, more than anything, when you start the city, that you want to make sure that, at least for me, the grid is correct. And so this is what I'm trying to do here. As I mentioned in the first episode, I like for roads to run parallel and in pairs, in even numbers. That way we can have one-way streets and going one way, and then one-way street going the other way. If you have 3, then traffic becomes a little bit weird, because the routes are not gonna work that well. But again, that's mostly for whenever we are starting our city. Otherwise, things can go in very different ways. I am gonna put a stop here and here, that way they want to use this a little bit more. Hopefully people don't start using this road to get here, but we'll see. I am gonna add some commercial here and here, and we need to add more residential here. And again, just to continue with our grid, which we are okay doing, I'm gonna add some more here, 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 and that should be it for now. Wonder if I can leave this for a little park Even though we're gonna have this big central park, but not yet. Let's see what else we can do. One of the other things that I said that I wanted to do was to work on the bus routes and stuff, but we don't have enough money. So at least we're gonna work on post offices, because I think that's gonna benefit us a lot. We can put one here. We can put another one here. And I'm forgetting water here. So going with urban planning. We go here. So the next thing that we need to figure out is whether we can afford this. Yes, we can. And can we afford something more green? We can, but it's gonna be more costly. And it's gonna work a little bit less. That's when you start seeing that your sewage has to be, you have to put a little bit more plants if you start going green, because the greener you go, the less amount of sewage they can treat. So first things first, maybe we can do a water tower. Let's do another pumping station. We should be fine with a pumping station. And we can put it here. Let's make sure that we join them together. And again, just because we're starting this city and we don't have that much money to spend, we are gonna put a regular sewage pipe here. Water drain pipe, as they are called. This is the other asset that I told you that I downloaded. Again, if you're from Texas, or if you visit Texas, or the DFW airport, and the Houston airport too, there's a Whataburger. It's a burger chain, a fast food chain that we here in Texas like a lot. Let's save really quick, just to make sure that we're doing okay. And again, we still don't have that much crops, but we are producing enough. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna put a grain silo here. Hopefully that can help us. And now we are out of money again. I'm gonna put this a little bit faster. And I'm gonna see what else we need to do here. So I think the other thing that I'm gonna upgrade is this to an avenue, because I think that's what's gonna work a little bit better. So I'm gonna do this, because this is where both of them converge, and these two too. So since we cannot continue doing this, we're just gonna do an avenue, and that way we can zone a little bit more here. As always, let's make sure that we turn off all the lights. They're not helpful. And like I wanted, maybe this will be the road that connects here. It's always difficult to choose how you're gonna do your exits from the expressway, because sometimes the traffic is gonna decide to use this as opposed to going around on the expressway because it's closer and maybe a little bit faster. So it's always, you never really know how things are gonna work, unless for sure you know that most of your traffic comes from here or here. Putting an exit here is not gonna make a big of a difference, or shouldn't be a big deal. And this or this can also go this way. One of the things that I do like from cities is the fact that you can put roads underneath the overpasses, and I think that that's great. And we are able to reach level 2. We were able to reach level 2. Now we have the flour mill, the bakery, the workers' barracks, the cattle shed, and the small barn. So I think the only thing that I'm going to be that I'm gonna be adding to here. Since this is getting full, I think we're gonna do some barracks for right now. Here, and that should be it because there's nothing else to put in there. And I'm gonna add one more because that's how much we can afford. Maybe another one. Yeah, another one. There you go. We should be fine for right now. You can see one of the issues with putting storage buildings like this, like the small grain silo or any other silos, is the fact that it creates a lot of traffic. So that's one of the issues with this. Otherwise, it works really well. So now we're producing crops and animal products. Unfortunately, I don't see any income from that yet, but we should be there soon. We might want to put a little storage here. Let's see, animal products, there you go, and we're gonna do to empty. Okay. So let's see, I might put another one here. I don't know yet. We don't have money, so we're fine for that. We're gonna just let it be. In order to reach the next level, we need a little bit more workers. We're definitely producing the resources necessary really fast. So we're gonna try to figure out how we're gonna get more workers there. But that's for later. Let's see what else. We are doing well with our industry. We do need to grow our population a little bit more. And that's why I think we can go this way. Let's start doing what I did the other time, but this time I'm gonna do something a little bit different, something that I also like to do when it comes to intersections, to exits, to expressways, or highways, depending how you want to call them. So in here, we're gonna start the line that I always like to do. And we can do it here too. And let's pause this a little bit. That one we can do it properly. There's two. And there's two. This might actually have to change really quick. There we go. And we're gonna do this, and we can let it run as is. Let's save this just really quick, just in case. Okay, from here I'm gonna do the overpass that I like to do. Here the way we did the exit is that the highway is the one that's going over the avenue, and on this next one is gonna be the avenue that's gonna be going over the expressway. Again, I build roads based on where I live, which is Texas, and Texas has a really nice Department of Transportation that cares a lot about, or invests a lot in transportation. So a lot of the roads are very, very nice. Others are not, depends on that location. But a lot of the things that I see in regards to that is that, as opposed to other states like California or places where I've been, it's that the roads are very different. So as you can see, what I try to do here is the overpass. It's looking pretty good. There's no more rain. And I think the only thing that I want to do is add more residential And I think I'm gonna add it here. I'm gonna close this one here, and I'm gonna do here and here. So this, and this is gonna be that. And I am leaving this also for whenever we have the high density. I think this will look really cool with high density. So we're adding more residential, and let's continue working with our bridge here. So the next thing that I like to do is, and as always, I try to do as much as I can with the 2 gravel road and then upgrade it, because for some reason the gravel road is a little bit easier to work with. This one is here. We're gonna do another curve. Put this here, and we're gonna do another one here, and then we're gonna join them. In an ideal world, in an ideal situation where cities has some of the things that some mods have, like being able to tell whether you can turn left or right or go one way or the other whenever you turn. The reason why I like to do this is because in reality, if you come from this road, from the exit, if you turn right, in a lot of the cases, it's only going to allow you to turn right. It's not going to allow you to turn left. That way, or in that case, you need to go this way and turn right. Same thing on the other side. But again, because we're not using any mods, we're not able to do any of that, unfortunately. But we will be doing a new town with mods, but that's for later. Let's just stop this really quick. Change this. And again, like we did last time, we're gonna do 400. And again, we're gonna do 400. If it doesn't come out the way that you want it to be, just delete it and go edit again. You know, there's no point in trying to leave things, and then you're gonna see them and then you're not gonna like it. So for me, it's like, yeah, I'm fine doing that. And if you need to do this, which is create a knot where you think it should be, and go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. In here, it's a little bit more difficult because once it's curved, it works a little bit different, a little bit more weird. So that one, we're just gonna just do it by eye, and then we're gonna upgrade like we did the other ones with what I like to call the frontage road, as opposed to just the ramp. Same here. Is this road going the right way? Yes, it is. And this with the 2-way highway. And I like to put the 2-way highway here, not only because it's fast, but the fact that you're not tempted to put any zoning here, which is something that, again, I see in the roads in Texas, in the highways in Texas. Not everywhere, of course, but that's where I have the most contact with. So that's it. The only thing left to do is make sure that we don't have any lights for now. And that should be it. Now we have a really nice intersection here. Again, everything works different. Sometimes, like I'm saying, if you have the mods, you're able to use both lanes here as you should, both ways. And in this case, unfortunately, in here you're only going to use it one way or the other, which is why whenever this gets to have more traffic, we can change it, but not for right now. In here, I think I'm just gonna extend this a little bit more. I know I'm gonna spend more money, but I think we should be fine. And in here, sometimes I do like to follow the contour of the expressway, but in here I think I'm just gonna use the road. And in here I do want to give it more of a suburb type of thing, so it's always different to see how everybody's gonna look at it or how they're gonna feel the suburb should be like. So for me, it's usually try to conform to a shape like this and then take it from there. Do it again and again and again and again up to a certain point. Of course, we're only gonna do 4 for now. Okay. I do like to join all of these together. And honestly, I think that this should also work as the other exit. I'm not gonna build it right now. I'm just gonna leave it here. But that way we have everything ready for whenever that happens. And I don't think we should have to do any bridges here. So we should be fine. We might be able, or we might want to do something here. I know it's gonna destroy this, but we can do something better. But not for right now. I'm just gonna do this. And that's about it. It's always difficult for me to try to figure out how to do a suburb, because all suburbs are different, but they're all the same. At the same time, it's just difficult to find how many curves you can have, how many things can go one way or the other. And I think this is gonna be one of those. We can do this here. I might not leave this here, but I don't think it's gonna be so problematic. It's not gonna be a very busy road or intersection, so we should be fine. And then here we can just start doing this. Again, this is not my favorite or perfect suburb, because sometimes it looks too weird that it's only a curve and then you are trying to figure out what's next. But I think it works well for now. Our first suburb outside the city. And again, it all goes back to, if you don't know what to do, go check a map. Oh, this is a really nice diamond. If you don't know what to do, go into Google Maps and check the suburbs near you. That's more than anything gonna give you a good perspective or thing to do whenever you don't know how to deal with it or what else to build. We can do this here, and we can do this here, and then we can do this here, here, and here, and here. Can do this here too. Again, try not to just do grids, but on this one it ended up being more of a diamond, but it's gonna work fine. It's gonna look fine, and we're gonna leave it for that, like that, for right now. We're just gonna do this here and all of this. And let's do a district. I'm gonna do this as a whole district, at least for now. Always we try to clean it up. That way we don't have any issues with the policies that we might add here. And I know that policies don't affect highways, but still I want to make sure that everything's as clean as we can make it. Here. Oops, let's see. Okay. And let's open the policies here. We can do free Wi-Fi. We can do recycling. Sure. We can do encourage biking. And we would like to do high-tech housing and high-rise band, but we are not there yet. And of course, we are gonna do the self-sufficient or sustainable housing. I'm also gonna do a different style. I'm gonna do the modern city center. That way, whenever we put some commercial buildings, they look a little bit cool. But I don't think we're gonna put that many here. We have to. So let's do this. I think we should put a little bit of the little center. Okay. As always, whenever you do districts and you want to expand the district, don't forget to expand, or else things are not going to work the way that you want them to work. Okay, that's more than good. We're not going to put any stop signs yet. So we need to figure out how we're going to get electricity from here to there. We need not enough water, so let's stop this. And of course we don't have water here. We need to put a pipe here. Should be more than enough. And let's see how we're gonna do our electricity, which I think we're gonna have to do another coal power plant. I know it's gonna take most of our money, but I don't want to be having to deal with electricity when we're trying to do an expansion here. So let's go with the budget. Water, there's a lot of water being produced, so we are gonna decrease it to maybe 80. And let's do 85. And now let's go to the electricity, and we can do 5% less. Okay. So now let's try to do the. Let's increase this here. Let's try to do the pipes here, which is I think gonna be an interesting thing because I am gonna follow on this side the way that urban planning does it. So we'll do this here. Gonna do this here. We're gonna do this here. We can try to do this as good as we can. And yeah, it works fine. So let's do this here. And let's try to do this here. Okay, so we have enough coverage here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to have a pipe that runs exactly all the way here. Yeah, we're not gonna have enough money, but we have loans and we can take this loan, and that way we can join it here. And now we need electricity. That we should be able to get from here too, because I don't want to make anything difficult, so we're gonna go all the way here. Okay, so now we have water and we have electricity. So first I'm gonna zone for commercial, and I think we're gonna need this sooner rather than later, this exit here. And now we are seeing our buildings coming to life. Let's save this really quick here, just to make sure we don't miss anything. And we should see a difference whenever we turn this into high density. So one of the issues that I don't know why it happens, with electricity, it's always difficult to figure out how to make sure that everything's connected. So that's that. And now let's start zoning. Or I'm gonna pause this a little bit. And let's start painting everything here. Or as much as we can, because we also want to leave some for later, because again, we don't want everything to be developed right at the same time. So we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this. Also, the reason why I'm okay with leaving spaces like this specifically, it's because I do plan on getting some assets done, and whenever we do the assets, I do like to do small parks that there's small parks everywhere, small plazas, and usually I like to do them 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, and that way they can fill in a lot of the different areas that we leave open. Like for example, here I like to do a little plaza, and also I do like to create some parking lots. So that's something else. And in here, let's see if we can afford to maybe build this one here. Yeah, we can afford to do one and we'll do two. Okay. And just because it's next to each other, I will do a little walking path here and here. And that should be it for right now. It's raining, I'm happy for that. Let's once again save. There's a building on fire here. I don't know what's going on. We have enough coverage. At the beginning here, I don't think I'm gonna add that many services. I might only add this for now. I don't want things to burn to the ground here because it's gonna be a long way for anything to go this way. We're seeing how we need workers, so we did zone enough. So hopefully we can see this growing little by little. We can see ships on the back, so we're gonna be able to get some of that too later on. We don't have access yet. Let's see what else. I think we're doing well. Electricity wise, I think we need to increase the budget again to 100. Water, we're fine. And let's see how we're doing with the garbage. Garbage is gonna be a big issue right now. So since we can afford a recycling center, I don't know about that right now. Well, first of all, let's build a road here. Because even though we don't have access for all this, I want to be able to be prepared for that. This is, let's pause it really quick. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's do it. Let's put it here. I'm gonna do this here, but I will build this here. Of course, I forgot water. And we're doing this the urban plan way. We cut that on time. Sometimes, and it happens very often, you're focused on doing something and sometimes you let this run really fast and then you realize that there's things going on, maybe fires, maybe garbage, maybe water, and you might lose population because of that, and of course which we should be doing really well. Gonna see if I can put something different here. I don't have money to do any of this, but we can do a tennis court here and maybe a basketball. So let's do a tennis court here and a basketball court here. And hopefully we can have our schools in this area, and I think we're fine with schools for now. Electricity, we're fine. Water, we're fine. This, we're producing 94, we're processing 24. So we need at least 3 more. That's gonna be 72 plus 24 is gonna be 95. Definitely we're gonna need at least 4 or 5, because we also want to make sure that this landfill gets emptied afterwards. Because of course, as the city grows, as the city expands, this area is gonna change, you know. We more than likely are gonna end up doing some high density buildings in here with offices, or maybe with commercial. So we rezone it, but we of course we need to let this get a little bit cleaner. Everything's going really well here. Let's take a look at the mail. That's something that I keep forgetting. We can put one here. I don't see why not. I think it's gonna work really well. Let's move it here. And it's not that expensive, and it also adds happiness to the area. I don't have that much here. And actually, we made a mistake. I made a mistake, and I put a healthcare center, and not what I wanted to put, which was the fire station. That's fine. We can deal with it for now. And well, that's our city. We were able to grow it to almost 5,000 citizens. Our next milestone is at 6,000, so we have a long way to go. Let's save one last time before we leave. And we were able to build our agriculture industry, our specialized agriculture industry. It's growing. We need to grow a little bit more. And we were able to add the school that we needed, the fire department, and the police department that we needed. We were also able to create a little zone for organic produce, and more importantly, we were able to do a nice, somewhat suburb outside the city and start our first green initiative, which was to create a recycling center. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any suggestions to do, any complaints, that's what the comment section is for. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.